Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this episode are those of the GOAT, or the greatest of all Titos, and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of all Titos or uncles around the world. Possibly a few, but definitely not all.
So the Flash movie trailer, well, the trailer that came out in the Super Bowl, is now out on the internet. Let's talk about it. Hey, kamusta? It's your Tito E-Boy, also known as the GOAT, or the greatest of all Titos, and welcome back to the channel. So, today, kasi in the States, it's Super Bowl Sunday, Monday na ngayon, nag-release na si Warner Brothers ng bagong trailer for The Flash, and it's a 2.5 minute trailer that you could watch here, and it's a lot to digest. So because when I was a kid, I was a fan of two superheroes only. Kasi talaga sobrang fan. One of it is Spider-Man, and the other is The Flash. I was a fan of The Flash. As in, I even had the action figure, and I would even put it beside my bed pag matutulog na ako. I was that obsessed with The Flash. Also with Spider-Man, pero that will be for another story. So I was so excited that the movie trailer came out. Albeit, ang daming problema nila with Ezra Miller and all the drama that he's been having for the past few years after Justice League. But then, well, ganito ka buhay. So let's talk about the trailer. I'm gonna comment on the trailer that I watched nung nirelease nila ng Super Bowl, and I will make comments in order of how the trailer panned out. So if you are not a fan of spoilers, here's your warning. Okay na? Let's go. So, the beginning of the trailer comes in with papakita yung mga insignia ng Warner Brothers, ng DC. Side comment lang about the DC logo. Parang pabago. Parang umatras sila. That's the original logo yata, I think, when I was younger. Tapos binago, tapos binago. Pero bago sila na bago. Parang hindi sila maging kontento sa logo. Anyway, so the intro of the video starts with somebody talking to Barry, and it sounds like, with like the mannerisms and the lisps, it sounded like Michael Keaton, yung Batman nung 80s, or yung Batman ni Tim Burton. So since Warner Brothers owns the rights to Batman, then nagagamit nila for this movie. So nagsasalita si Batman talking about you having all these ability to cross different timelines and different worlds and blah blah blah. And then walks in Barry, or see The Flash. For some reason sa buong trailer hindi mo nakita yung Justice League suit niya, but he's wearing the new suit, which is reminiscent of yung New 52 sa comics, yung suit niya na red, tas meron gold or yellow, whichever color you'd prefer, gold or yellow highlights. Kasi yun yung sa New 52 eh. So no, I won't comment about that. Then, so the next few scenes, nag-meet yung two Barrys met up. I don't know which is which, but I'm guessing by the hairstyle, it's the original Barry from Justice League and a different Barry. Pero yung suit ni second Barry is mostly yellow. So it is giving me this parang Kid Flash vibes. But then si Kid Flash is not naman, I mean, Barry Allen wasn't Kid Flash. It was someone else. Pero yun, kasi nga naka-yellow, tapos yung earphones niya yellow din, which reminds me of basta Kid Flash ang dating sa akin. And then eventually you would see the Flash ring. If you're following the comics and the cartoons, whatever, eventually see the Flash would change into his suit using a Flash ring. If you're following yung The Flash ng CW, kay Grant Gustin, then you're familiar with the Flash ring. But it's a good thing that they introduced that as well. And then the next scene, you go to you flash forward to Barry talking to Batman again, but this time it's Ben Affleck Batman, or what they call Batfleck. So parang he's kinda, kasi sabi nga ni Barry that he could fix it, but then sabi naman ni Ben Affleck, if you make a mistake, masisira mo, you're gonna destroy everything. So I think he's talking about the multiverse and all the different timelines, ganun. Kasi yun. Now, from the many trailers that came out with Flash, I am almost certain we might be seeing 3 different Batmen. So, na-establish natin si Batfleck, si Michael Keaton, and from that part wherein he's driving yung Batcycle, Batblade, it kinda gives me that Christian Bale vibes. So, are we possibly gonna see Christian Bale Batman or see Chris Nolan Batman? It's possible. And then there's a scene with General Zod. I don't know ano yung connection niya dun because sa Flashpoint na comics, I don't see a connection with General Zod. General Zod yung Kryptonian na hindi mo siya war criminal, but he's a general sa Kryptonian army na who was against the ideology. Yeah, may sarili siyang ideologies. So, kinulong siya. So eventually, there's a scene there that, kasi nga sabi nga ni Barry Allen that they're in a world na walang meta-humans, or in Marvel terms, mga mutants. And then they're looking at this lady, this woman na parang kinulpe, sobrang api-api, that is covered na parang kinulong for so many years. And sa Flashpoint, the comics or the cartoons, if you watched it, it's the same scene wherein they discover Superman, or a powered down version of Superman. Kasi in this particular timeline, imbis na sa Kent's, yung parents ni Clark Kent, imbis na dun siya lumaki, kinuha siya ng government and kinulong siya kasi nga he's an alien. So fast forward to the present, where Superman is not he's not Superman. So weak na weak siya. In this movie, it's si Supergirl or si Kara Zor-El. Then we see a suited Michael Keaton, nakakakilig. Siyempre, siya yung, well, aside from the old 60s na series, si Michael Keaton is the iconic Batman. And then, siyempre, parang feeling ko he's the only one who owns the rights to it eh. Parang nandun siya nagsalita na. Kasi nga he-introduce himself. The two baddies, medyo nag-fanboy moment sila. And you're, yes, I'm Batman. Very iconic. That's what makes it more exciting is that while in-introduce or pinakilala niya si Michael Keaton Batman, in the background, they were playing the theme song to the same show, yung movie ni Michael Keaton, na yung director was Tim Burton. So, doon yung so, yun, kinilig na naman ako. So, then after that, you see a scene wherein umaandar si Batman riding either Batcycle or Batpod or Batblade, yung tawag nila dun eh. So, I'm guessing it's Christian Bale? I don't know. I'm not sure. And then you see another scene with the Batwing going back to Michael Keaton's Batman. The Batwing from afar. And then from that scene, nakita mo that the two baddies riding the Batwing, tas may lumipad na what initially seemed like Superman, only to see Supergirl. na nakasuit up na, fully powered na. So, probably may connection na. Kasi nga doon nga sa Flashpoint, first time ni Superman na na-introduce sa yellow sunlight and finally got his powers. So, I think that is the direction that they're also going with Supergirl or si Kara Zor-El. And probably, baka dahil nila sa gulo ni James Gunn and taking over the DCU, so hindi nasama nila si Henry Cavill sa movie na to. Sayang. But then I'm excited. I'm both excited and afraid. Kasi parang sa history of everything, if a trailer is so jam-packed with information and stuff like that, kadalasan affected yung movie. Parang lahat ng good bits nandun na sa trailer. So when you watch the movie, wala. I don't know. Alright, so the Flash movie ni Ezra Miller is slated to be released on June 16th in the US. Knowing the Philippines, normally it's a week ahead. So probably June 9th. But it's exciting. Sana matupad. Sana it'll live up to the hype. And that's my review of the latest Flash movie trailer. Not spoiling anything, I'm just basing it off from what I'm seeing, from what I saw in the trailer, and the limited knowledge I have of the Flashpoint. Both very limited sa comics, pero medyo marami dun sa show, sa movie. Wow! For you Grey's Anatomy fans, one interesting fact about the Flashpoint animated movie, rather, were the voices of Thomas Wayne and Barry Allen Flash. Barry Allen Flash in that animated movie was voiced by the actor who plays Dr. Alex Karev, Justin Chambers, and Thomas Wayne was voiced by the actor who plays Dr. Owen Hunt in Grey's Anatomy, and that is Kevin McKidd. Medyo kinilig ako. Kasi late bloomer ako sa Grey's Anatomy. I only started watching it noong 2021. Yeah, 2021, yes. And parang ano ko pa, bininge ko siya. All 17 seasons papasok ng 16 seasons going to season 17 when it came out, 18, and then now 19. Exciting times for cinemas and movies and whatnot. We don't know what the future holds for the DCU with James Gunn holding the gun, pun intended. But let's see what happens. Sana okay.